What is up, friends? Welcome back to Ozark Outdoor Brewing. This is my first brew day of 2023 and I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be a Blue Moon-esque type beer, an American wheat ale. I'm calling this one Two-Fisted because I'm hoping to drink them two at a time. Come along, let's brew some beer. Friends, I'm excited about this beer for a couple of different reasons. First, Blue Moon is one of my favorite types and styles of beer, but that was not always the case. I hadn't really tried it. There was a time, I can admit it now here in front of friends and family, I drank just a lot of hop flavored water until I met my beautiful and wonderful wife. One of the first beers outside of that core group of mass-produced, marketed beers was Blue Moon, and not that that one's not mass produced and marketed, but it's certainly a different take and a different style than those other ales and lager type beers that I was drinking before. The second reason I'm excited about this beer was probably maybe the second extract kit that I ever brewed was a Blue Moon clone. Say that 10 times fast. I can't even say it twice slow. I wasn't really satisfied with that beer. It tasted okay. I mean, it was definitely drinkable, and it was a good beer. It was a decent home brew, but I wasn't satisfied with it. Now then, I've built a recipe that I think should be a little bit closer to an actual Blue Moon wheat beer using all grain. And speaking of grain, we got the grain bill here. 50% is going to be 2-row, 42% is white wheat. I mean, it's a wheat beer after all, and then 8% flaked oats to kind of help give it that smooth and silky feel to it as well. Hops, we're going to do 1 ounce of Mittelfruh. No idea if I'm saying that right. It's got some floral notes. That's going to go in at 60 minutes. Other additions that I'm going to have. So I go back to the extract kit that I did. I put in 1 ounce of sweet orange peel. And a little bit of orange come through. I've also used another ounce of that in another beer that I did. And I'll link some of these up here. I didn't get enough of that orange flavor coming through that I wanted to. So this time in this beer, we're going to do 2 ounces of sweet orange peel. I've got some coriander powder. I really don't know how much to do there. I wanted to do 2 grams. I've seen other recipes, 2 grams, 1 grams, 1.5. I'm kind of going to split the difference there on the higher end. I'm doing 1.75 grams of coriander powder. And then the yeast that we're using is the trusty SafAle US 05. Friends, we're looking for a mash temperature day of 154 degrees or 68 degrees Celsius for those of you across the pond and around the world. We're almost there from a heat perspective of where I want to target at 160. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my trusty grain bag. This is just a bag that I picked up at brewbag.com. I am not sponsored by them. However, they make a great product. This is a very sturdy and durable, very well built bag. I want to say it was around 30 bucks, give or take. Trust me, it was well worth it. So check those guys out if you're interested in getting a brew bag of your own. All right, there we are, 160 degrees. Time to add the grains into the brew bag. Time to get the lid on here before I let any more heat escape. That goes on, and because I have put my clips out here to the side, I'm able to keep my lid flush with the top of the lid in the bag. That traps as much heat into there as we can. The other thing that we're using, yes, say it with me, it's a sleeping bag.
1 hour, counting down.
I do have a new fermenter sitting here behind me. This is the Kegland Firmzilla All-Rounder 30-liter size. I'm super excited about this. I did get the pressurized kit with it, So that allows me to do a couple of things. I can do pressurized fermentation, and then I can also do a closed pressure transfer whenever I'm moving the beer from the fermenter into my keg. That's going to be super helpful to reduce oxymoron. Oxygen. It's going to reduce the amount of oxygen that comes into contact with the beer throughout the entire process, and that is one of the key components of making great beer. So I'm excited to see how my beer turns out after this and being able to use this product. Definitely going to have a review video coming up after I get a couple of brews under my belt with it. And now it's time for 1 ounce of Mittelfruh hops. Going right in. I'm going to add 2 ounces sweet orange peel. Hopefully that gives enough of that sweet orange citrusy flavor to go throughout the beer. Like I said earlier, I wasn't sure about the coriander powder. What I ended up with was 1.7 grams of coriander powder. I'm also going to throw in a Whirlfloc tablet. The heat's off. Now it's time to turn the wort chiller on. Let's go. Friends, here we are. We've got the wort cooled down, ready to get into the fermenter. My brand new Kegland all-rounder fermenter, the 30-liter version. I cannot wait to actually ferment something in it. Let's get to it. Of course, you know I'm going to be adding my Bouncer inline beer filter. I've got that snapped into place. Let's screw the housing on to the upper housing. Maybe? What the hell? There we go. All right, now we know that it's just a smooth transition onto the kettle. And we've got the housing coming down here inside. Let's open this thing up, transfer the beer. Alright, pitch that yeast all in there nice and neat and pretty. We've got the beer into the new Firmzilla fermenter. It's going to ferment under pressure. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. That always helps us out. And smash that bell so you get a notification every time we post a video here on Ozark Outdoor Brewing. And remember, drink responsibly.